Figuring out how to handle refunds and create the best refund policy is something that a lot of new creators get nervous about. After processing tens of thousands of transactions in my business and helping our creators process thousands of transactions a day for their businesses, I'm at the point that I've pretty much seen it all. So, in this video, I'm going to help you craft the best refund policy for your business that's going to benefit both you and your customers. If you want to see more videos like this one helping you grow your online knowledge business, please click like and subscribe below. Hey everyone, I'm Brian McAnulty. I'm the founder of Heights Platform, the online course creation software that helps creators like you monetize your knowledge and get your customers results. When I talk with a lot of new entrepreneurs, it's very common for them to have nervousness or apprehensiveness about offering a refund policy, whether it's one that's very lenient or even allowing any kind of refunds at all. So before I get into what's really the best refund policy for most creators out there, I want to cover a very common pitfall that I see where creators try to avoid having to give refunds and instead think that they have a better solution, which actually ends up being worse for your business. So what that is offering a free trial of your content. Now, a lot of creators think, okay, well, a free trial is going to be great for me because I can limit the potential time or amount of content that someone's going to be able to access with this free trial. And then I don't really have to give a good refund policy or really allow refunds at all because I'm offering this free trial. And in the perfect world, that makes sense. And ideally, no one's going to ask for a refund because they love your product. And so to a lot of creators, it sounds like this free trial solution without a refund policy is actually a really good and safe approach. And in reality, it's actually a lot worse for you and for your potential customers. So I'm going to explain exactly why that is. But the idea is that what you want to do as a creator is you want to limit the potential of bad actors to abuse your refund policy, right? And so you also want to get people excited enough to purchase a product from you, but you don't want to just say, oh, you can get a refund because you're afraid that that is going to then open up the door for those bad actors to say, well, I'm going to go and purchase this product and then just immediately refund it so I can get everything for free. So what is the solution to that? The solution is actually to offer a very lenient refund policy and not offer any kind of free trial. Now, I'm generalizing here a little bit. And of course, there's certain businesses where the free trial can be okay. There's certain businesses where maybe it's impossible to give a refund. But for most businesses, especially most businesses that are online, like an online course or coaching program, things like this, it can make sense to have this kind of approach. And really, this does work in a similar way for physical product businesses as well. So the problem with offering a free trial is that when you're marketing and promoting your content, especially something like an online course, you're building up all this desire in your potential customer. And if the potential customer then reaches out to you and says, hey, you know what, I think I'm interested in buying this from you, but I'm not really sure yet. Can you let me in for free? And the creator goes, oh, well, I guess that makes sense. I'll give you this free trial, and then you can decide if you want to buy. This is really not the right way to go because you run into these two issues where the first thing is you're killing off all that desire that you've built up in all your marketing so far, because now the potential customer gets in there and they didn't have to give anything. They didn't have to pay for it. So there's no commitment from them. There's no incentive for them to really try to get anything out of it. You're also devaluing your product and your brand because you're letting the person in there for free and you're making them think like, well, they have to decide if it's actually worth it or not. And the problem is, as a creator, that if you're building something where you're offering an online course especially, but it really applies to so many different products where your product is going to provide a specific result or outcome for the customer when they use it, when they purchase it, and when they go through it. So especially with an online course, that's the case. Once you go through the entire course and learn the whole thing and put that into use, now you've got that result. But if you give somebody a free trial, they're not going to get the result in that time period. So it really can't provide any kind of value to that potential customer. So all it's going to do is potentially devalue the product that you have. It doesn't really instill confidence in the customer that you have confidence in your own product that you're selling, because you're saying, well, here, I guess I'll let you in for free. And so the customer gets in there, they say, oh, I'll just get around to it some other time. And then they completely forget about your product. So you went from this point of getting somebody to almost want to buy your product to just saying, oh, I'll just check it out some other time. And then they forget about it. So all that marketing and promotion you're going through is actually hurting you by offering this free trial. And now you might say, well, there's tons of businesses that offer free trials. And actually, Heights Platform, our business, we offer a free trial. We always offer a free trial. But there's different places where this works. So a place where a free trial works great is something where the person is going to start using it. And then once they start using it, they have to continue in the sense that they are getting value immediately from it. And if they don't want to lose that value, then they have to continue with it. So something like a lot of car companies now offer something where they'll let you take the car home and then drive it for a little bit before you actually have to purchase it. So you're getting like this free trial of a car, which is an expensive item. But it's the same kind of idea that you're getting that value. And then what are the chances that you're going to say, oh, you know what? I don't really want this car. And in that sense, it's almost like the refund policy, which is what I'm going to talk about. And so that's why the better refund policy works better than the free trial. If you have something that you're selling where there's a specific result that can really only come after the person purchases it, then in general, you don't want to offer a free trial for that thing. And instead, what you want to be offering is a great refund policy. So a great refund policy is generally one that is as lenient as possible while still protecting you as the business owner. So that's the goal, right? You want to be able to offer a customer the ability to get a refund, but you don't want people abusing this policy on you. And that's the main thing that creators are worried about. So there's a couple easy ways to handle this, and there's a couple ways where you can create this refund policy that's good for you and good for your customers. So in general, in business, what's going to happen is you're going to get refund requests no matter what. Even if you tell everybody, you know what, there's no refunds, I'm not going to allow any refunds, people are still going to ask for refunds at some point. So what's going to happen is those people are either going to ask for refunds, or let's say you have no refund policy, you say, well, you have a refund policy, but you say no refunds. People ask you for refunds. And eventually, there's going to have to be people that you're going to have to refund, because then otherwise they're going to say, well, I'm going to threaten to do a chargeback on your business or report you or something like this. Even to a business owner who you're really doing the right thing. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not scamming the person or anything like that. But they're trying to basically scam you as the business owner and take advantage of you. And so in most cases, you don't want to waste your time on customers who aren't going to pay you. You want to spend your time on customers who are paying you. So if someone's asking for a refund, in most cases, it's best for you as the business owner to really just give them that refund, because you don't want to waste time on the back and forth of the whole thing. But what you do want to do is you don't want to make it easy for people to abuse a refund policy that you might have. So the way to do that is you want to create a very lenient refund policy that's going to build trust with all your customers and make them feel, hey, you know what? This person really must feel confident about their product and must really have a product that's legitimate and really providing a real value to me, because they're willing to offer this great refund policy. And you want to have the policy have some kind of condition where it's really easy for the good customer to satisfy that condition. So if they do want a refund, they can get it. And at the same time, that condition is going to prevent a potential bad actor or bad customer from being able to get refunds from you. So if you want to learn more about this, we wrote this whole article here on our blog, which I'm going to link in the description. But I want to go over one specific example that we have here on the blog that I think is a really good example of a great refund policy. So here we're talking about the refund policy from amazing.com. So this is a site where they have this course teaching people how to sell products on Amazon. And now they have a higher priced premium product, but their refund policy is still extremely generous, and it's going to basically have the intention of eliminating any risk for the potential customer. So what they're offering is a 30-day no risk money back guarantee. And they don't demand any particular reason that they're asking for somebody to ask for this full refund. But even beyond that, they still didn't think that the lenient refund policy was enough. what they also did was added this additional promise to their students. So they mention here that any student is also covered by their success agreement. And here they say that you have 6 months from the time that you join to go through the entire program to see if it's the right business for you. And as long as you launch a new product within the first 4 months and follow all the marketing steps we give you within the first 5 months, then we will fully cover you for 6 months. We're also going to reimburse you for up to $5,000 in unsold inventory. So that sounds incredible, right? So not only are you going to be able to buy their course and get a refund within 30 days if you're not happy with it, but they're actually going to reimburse you up to $5,000 within 6 months. So let's deconstruct this for a little bit to see how this can possibly work in the business's favor, as well as being something that is valuable to the consumer. So by proposing this, the Amazing.com is really appearing incredibly confident about their program. And consequently, this also is improving their image as an authoritative and not a scammy kind of course, right? So wouldn't everyone try to take advantage of a policy like this, though? So if we deconstruct it, the course itself looks like it is longer than 60 days. So even if you wait until the end of the 30 days to try to request a refund from them, the most that you can potentially see is half of their content. So this is going to protect them from the kind of customer who thinks they can come in, see everything, and then they just plan to refund the whole thing from the start, because they're not really going to be able to get all the content. They can only see at the very most half of it. And likely the kind of customer that's like this isn't really going to complete the course or really go through it anyway. And at the same time, the 30-day money-back guarantee is helping potential customers feel more confident in their decision to invest in this course. So now let's look at the success agreement part. This is a big one because they've went a step further from the refund policy even, and they're offering this success agreement that they call it, where they're going to give you up to $5,000. And so if you look at this, it's an incredible guarantee, but the way that Amazing.com is structuring this, it actually is ensuring that they can't lose money. So here's where it gets really interesting. And now this is a really complex policy. Of course, for your business, you don't have to have something this complex, but it's really interesting to look into the details and see how can someone offer to give you $5,000 in a free course turn out to be something that works in their favor. Not really in their favor, but works out good for both parties. So if we look their success agreement here, it says that customers have to put their knowledge into action and launch a product within 4 months, and then follow all the marketing steps within 5 months. So then after they do that, at 6 months or before, if they feel like there's no way that it'll work out for them, then Amazing is going to reimburse them for up to $5,000. So while it sounds like the guarantee provides a ton of value to customers, and I think that it does, there's a couple important things to note here. So by the way that they worded this here, and I'm not 100% sure, I haven't talked with them, but it looks like by the way that they've worded this cannot be combined with asking for a refund for the course. So their terms are explaining that you have to have this product launched within 4 months and completing the promotion steps within 5 months. And this is going to require a significant amount of effort from the customer if you're buying this course and going through this whole process and starting this business on Amazon. So if you were going to really do that, it's going to take you longer than the 30-day money-back guarantee. So by the time you get to that point, you're already basically committing to have paid them for the course. So you really can't get your money back for the course anymore. Now you're just looking at this potential $5,000 reimbursement. And so, but still, the customer's still protected here, right? So if within those 30 days you say, oh, you know what, these guys are scammers, you can still ask them for a refund as a customer. But if you really want to go through it and you're trying to get the result, which most of the customers, that's the reason that they're purchasing from you, they want to get that result, then they're probably not going to refund it. They're going to continue and now try to get this, maybe this 4-month process where they have to launch their product, then go and potentially have this reimbursement for $5,000. So The next thing that they say here, so it's not completely clear from those screenshots if the reimbursement for inventory means that they're purchasing that inventory from you, if you were the person who's the customer, or simply sending the funds over to you to cover the costs. So their program itself is a very expensive course. It has a price tag of $5,000. But what this would mean is that in the worst case scenario, if they have to give you a $5,000 reimbursement, then they would make $0 from you. And this is basically the equivalent of refunding you. But what's really interesting is if they're actually purchasing your inventory and reimbursing you for the $5,000, they're not actually going to be losing money because the $5,000 is the unsold inventory that you have. And so they can take that and then they can go and sell that inventory themselves on Amazon because that's what they're so experienced at. And the $5,000 is the inventory cost, not the actual cost that it's being sold for. So maybe if they're good enough with that particular product, if it is a good product, they can still even make money on selling that product for you if you were unable to do that. And so that's where it gets really interesting. So they're able to offer this incredible value to their potential customers and say, you know what, even though this is an expensive course, we're going to let you have 30 days where you can ask for a refund and we'll give it to you. And then after that, you have up to 6 months where once you go through the steps, if you're really going through the steps, then we'll reimburse you for up to $5,000. But even doing that, and even with those crazy guarantees that they're offering, they still won't lose money because the worst case scenario, they make nothing. And the next scenario is that having that inventory that they can then resell, they can still make some kind of money back from that. Even if they're selling the inventory at cost, they can still recoup that $5,000. So that's an example of a pretty crazy and complex refund policy, but still one that works out great for the business and great for the customer. So I want to show you one more example here. And this is something that's probably going to be a little bit more approachable for a newer business owner or creator if you're just getting started. So this is from one of our customers at Heights Platform. And so Nikolai here is selling this downloadable digital brush packs. And here is his refund policy. He offers a 100% money back guarantee for any reason within 30 days. And he explained to us the reason for him doing this is that he gets about one refund request for every 205 purchases. And he says that that's about 0.5%, and he'd be fine with up to 7%. And in my experience, I don't think there's anything that I've ever sold where I've had as high as a 7% refund rate. Generally, it's going to be really low. Something like 0.5% is pretty common, actually, for something like this. So basically, Nikolai knows that he can sell this product and offer this guarantee. And it's going to be so rare for him to have to offer this refund to somebody that he doesn't mind having this money back guarantee. And so in that case, like I said before, there's always going to be somebody who's going to ask for a refund. Even if you say, you know what, there's no refunds, absolutely no refunds of any kind, no matter what, somebody's still going to ask you for a refund. And in most cases, it's still going to be worth it for you to just give them that refund, especially on a lower cost product, than have to deal with them trying to dispute you or do a chargeback against you or any kind of thing like that. It's usually just not going to be worth your time. And so why not use that to your advantage and be able to offer this money back guarantee to customers because you can trust your product. But the last part is, so Nikolai here, he didn't really offer any kind of condition. And so I want to explain a really easy way that you can offer the great guarantee, but then also have a really simple condition without going nearly as complex as what Amazing.com did, that you can still protect yourself from those bad actors, those customers who, the moment that they purchase, they're already planning to request a refund. So what's really common and useful in the online course space is to offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. But what you do as the condition is require that as a condition, in order to get the refund, you have to show that you've completed all of the course content. And now this is really powerful because it's helpful for you and it's helpful for your students, and it's going to make sure you're weeding out those bad actors. So the kind of person who's going to purchase your product and immediately is just anticipating that they're going to ask for the refund right away, Now you're protecting yourself because they have to go through your entire course to get that refund. And if they're going to go through your entire course, then as long as you've built a good product, it's going to provide them that result that you're selling to them. And once they receive that result, then they're going to be happy about it and they're really not going to request a refund anymore. And you might have the kind of customer where this is going to be really good for the customer because now you're helping to ensure that they're actually going to get that result. So you might have somebody who you just about convince them to purchase your course, but then they say, oh, I don't really have time. I think I'm just going to refund this. But then they see your refund policy says that they have to complete the course and show that they've completed it. And as long as they show that they've completed it, then you don't care what their reason is, you'll give them the refund. Now they say, okay, well, I guess I'm going to complete this, but I really still think I'm going to ask for a refund. But now if they go through it, now they can get that result. And suddenly it went from them thinking, oh, I think I don't have time, I think I'm going to have to refund it, to them actually getting that result and now not having to refund it. So you've done two things. You've helped yourself maintain and keep that customer. So you got that sale, you don't have to refund them, and you actually got the customer a result. The last thing that is really powerful about having this great refund policy is because it's building this trust and certainty in your potential customers, it's going to help you actually get more sales and better conversions than if you didn't offer a lenient refund policy or didn't allow refunds at all. So here is the final example here of, these are just some made up numbers, but in our experience, it's pretty realistic that let's say you are selling something where you have this $200 course or product and you sell 50 of them and you don't allow any refunds. So let's say also that we're going to assume that no one actually requests a refund. Again, there may be people that will eventually just say that they want a refund, even though you say you're not allowed to get one. So if you do that, you get $10,000 in revenue. But if you had a refund policy, then let's say that allows you to sell to 60 customers instead of 50, because 10 more people buy it after feeling confident in knowing, you know what, that if I buy this, then for any reason, I can always get my money back. So I'm fine with trying this out and purchasing this. So when you do it that way, you get those extra 10 sales. Let's say that now 3 of those people actually did go through with it and said, you know what, somehow I made a mistake. This isn't for me. I want to ask for my money back. You have those 3 refunds. But in the end, after the refunds, you still end up with $11,400 in revenue. So you're still earning more even by allowing people to ask for a refund, because in general, you have to be, I guess, at some point confident in your product and know that it is going to provide whatever result that you're trying to provide people. And don't be too worried, I guess, about people abusing your refund policy. As long as you have a simple condition like we explained before, then you can really protect yourself from that. And the amount of people that request a refund is really going to be small. Really, the reason that people want to see it is they just want to have some kind of trust with you to know that you're not trying to scam them, that you are trying to really provide value to them, and to know that they're protected just in case, for some reason, actually your product isn't as good as what you say. All right, so before we get going, I want you to share what is your refund policy in the comments below. And maybe you guys can get some ideas from other people. And I'm curious to see what other conditions or unique policies that you've come up with that you feel benefit both you and your customers. And again, when you're creating this policy, try to make it benefit both you and your customers. When you set a condition to protect your business, make sure you're not making your customers jump through too many hoops or making it too complex in order for them to request a refund. And just have the confidence to know that when you're offering a good product, no matter what, somebody's going to ask for a refund, but most people out there are going to be good and are not going to try to abuse your refund policy. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you want to see more videos about how to grow your online business, check out this next video.